were told by one of the locals that when MTV filmed here, they repainted it and removed all the syringes. This is Kurt at the family Christmas party in 1987, and there's his Aunt Mary. Kurt was then currently working on songs for the Bleach album. The girl with Kurt is Tracy Miranda, his one and only real love before he became famous.
This is the living room down here.
We went round to visit Tracy, who lived with Kurt for about 3 years. Kurt was also a talented artist. He gave Tracy these dolls, which he baked with plaster. He also gave Tracy this self-portrait.
A very skinny skeleton of that.
Did it reflect him at all?
I think somewhat in the way that he felt about his body size.
Oh, did he? What did he sort of feel?
He just felt like he was too skinny.
He thought he was too skinny?
Yeah, he tried to gain weight and tried to work out a little bit, but he just, couldn't really gain any weight. Just sort of stayed, I think, about 120 what he weighed.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he get teased about it?
He got teased about it in high school. Guys would think he was gay because he looked sort of feminine.
Is that why he
wore
so many layers of clothing?
I think so, yeah. Because there's no way you could wear that many layers of clothing and still be comfortable, really. But yeah, it added extra padding.
So he used to wear how many layers of clothing?
Sometimes he'd wear like a pair or two of long johns and then wear a pair of jeans with a pair of ripped up jeans over it. And then a couple of t-shirts and a sweatshirt and a flannel shirt and a jacket.
Really?
Yeah.
So are there any other paintings somewhere else?
Yes, in the bedroom.
Okay. Do you mind if we go there?
No. Do you want to go this way?
Sure.
Okay. More room.
There's Elvis. Did he like Elvis?
I'm not really sure if he liked Elvis. If he liked Elvis or liked the whole idea of Elvis in Graceland. Let's see, this way. He did this painting right here.
Well, what's that?
That looked to me like a fetus or an embryo.
An embryo. Was he sort of fascinated with fetuses?
He didn't really seem to be, except for in his artwork. Other than that, not really.
But wasn't he sort of somewhat fascinated by the whole birth process?
I think he was, I don't know, to him the whole thing was kind of gross in a way, and I think he was sort of fascinated by things that were gross.
Well, he found the birth process gross. So.
Well, all the blood and mucus and tissue and stuff didn't really appeal to him. He had made this collage painting that, I mean I don't have it, but it was a collage of diseased vaginas and pieces of meat and stuff, and pieced it all together.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Diseased vaginas?
Yeah, he found that when he worked at a doctor's office as a janitor.
So what was it like living with him?
It was fun. I liked it. He had a good sense of humor, and I mean, we had some problems like with him not cleaning the house and that kind of stuff, but generally he had a really good sense of humor and liked to play jokes, and he liked to cook a lot.
Do you think you mothered him quite a lot?
Probably, yeah, without really meaning to, but yes.
I mean, do you think he kind of looked for a mother in a way?
I think a little bit. I think he sort of missed that. When I first started going out with him, he was just getting to get friendly with his mother again. Like quite a few years, they were not on good terms.
Is it true that you at one point, like you said, you've got to get a job, and he said he'd move into his car?
Yeah. And I said, well, you don't have to live in your car, you just stay here. But that was good. I mean, he wrote a lot of songs. He was always playing.
So in a way, you were the patron of Nirvana.
Sort of. Yeah, I guess you could say. I mean, I don't want to say that for sure, but yeah, in a way, of Kurt anyway. I mean, that helped him, I think, get successful a little faster than if he would have had to, work at a real job and support himself.
Is it true that he wrote that song, about a girl? He said, I can't spend every night with you for free.
He never told me directly that song was about me. Michael Azarad said that Kurt said that it was. It's a beautiful song, actually. I mean, I love that song.
I had hoped to play the song about a girl over these stills that Tracy had taken of Kurt, but the music is tightly controlled. I was told by the record company that Courtney now owned the rights, and unless she approved of this film, it would be impossible to license the song. Here's Kurt standing outside the house he shared with Tracy in Olympia. It was said that he particularly enjoyed firing pellets from his BB gun across the street into the Washington State Lottery.
Hi. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm doing this film about Kurt Cobain, and I heard they used to fire him with a rifle at this building.
Security. Are you authorized to be in the building with a camera?
No, it's a little question.
Shut the camera off.
Okay, we can go.
You want to turn the camera off?
Okay, we're going.
Still.
Let's go. No, we're gonna go now.
But the fame really changed things. Kurt grumbled about yuppies in BMWs singing along to his songs. His privacy was invaded. This is Alice Wheeler, a friend of Kurt's.
But you know, after he got famous, it's like he was hard to hang out with then.
Why?
Because you could never just go walk up to him and say, "Hey dude, how's it going?" You know, which is always my past. Because there were a lot of bodyguards and people in the way, and you know, he had handlers that even when you did see him and you started to hang out with him, as soon as he'd like turn his back, the handlers would try to get rid of. Like that happened to me. They kicked me out. They tried to kick me out a couple times, and then he'd turn around and say, "No, don't kick her out. She's my friend. It's okay." And then as soon as he like went off to the bathroom or whatever, they kicked me out.
I asked why they isolated him.
Well, I think that fame is a process of isolation, and I think that none of us knew that that's what it was. I mean, I think when you're a kid and you're growing up and you see rock stars and things like that, you always think, "Oh wow, wouldn't it be great to be famous?" But the reality of being famous is kind of frightening in a certain way, especially if you're a kid that was used to being picked on by other people anyway. It's almost the same feeling, like kids chasing you in high school to beat you up because you're a geek, or fans chasing you to get your autograph. I mean,
Did he deal with that very bad?
I think he was embarrassed by it. I mean, that's the impression that I got from my direct experience. You know, that he was very
embarrassed by the fame.
By the fame and by the trappings of fame. I mean, once I was riding in a limo with him and we were talking and we were having a really nice talk, and he was very embarrassed that he was in a limo. He said, "Oh, usually we take a van." Like, he made a big point of telling me that. You know, that usually we take a van. And I said, "Hey, it's fun for me. I've never ridden in a limo before. I'm kind of excited."
Alice Wheeler took these photos of Kurt and Courtney. By the time Kurt married Courtney Love in 1992, he had become a serious heroin user. He said the heroin helped his stomach pains that often left him doubled up for days on end, and which were caused by the stresses of his life. Courtney Love is quoted as saying, "They bonded pharmaceutically over drugs, like battery acid and Evian water." Courtney, when she first met Kurt, had been on the periphery of the music scene for years. She had recently formed the band Hole, who achieved their first major success with the album Live Through This, released the week Kurt died. Kurt took the relationship very seriously. This is what he said when asked whether he'd changed his mind about having a child.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I really can't describe what changed our attitude so fast. I think, you know, I really was a lot more negative and angry and everything else a few years ago, but that had a lot to do with not having a mate, you know, not having a steady girlfriend and stuff like that. So you know, that was one of the main things that was bothering me, that I wouldn't admit at the time, you know. So now that I've found that, the world seems a lot better for some reason, you know. It's just, it really does change your attitude about things. You know, I mean, 4 years ago I would have said, you know, the classic thing, like, you know, how dare someone bring a child into this life, you know, it's completely a terrible way to go, and, you know, the world's going to explode any day and stuff like that. But once you fall in love, it's a bit different.